Hi and welcome to this week's review show. I'm here by myself this week. I'm back off my vacation, but I'm here by myself because we are short-staffed. Andy's now on vacation. Harry's running Print by Magic. I'm in the shop, so I've managed to pop out for 15 minutes to film this for you. So this week's review show, once again, we are looking at 3 amazing products. And I will say, before we get started, you're most probably wondering, why is he sitting there and he's not sitting in the usual place? That is because we've set up tonight for the Jackie U Academy. So if you haven't seen it, it's now available as an instant download. So go check it out on our website. And don't forget, next week, Tackling Terrifying Taboos is back. So get your early bird ticket for that. Anyway, with all that being said, let's get on to the review show. We've got 3 amazing products for you this week. We've got the Ghost Deck by Murphy's Magic. We've got Page Fright by Strange Stage. And we've got our brand new release. It only came out on Thursday, and it's by the legend Jim Critchlow, and it's called Whitechapel. So let's get on with our first product. So our first product this week is the Ghost Deck by Murphy's Magic. Now, I'm going to say a couple of things. The first thing is, I absolutely love this. I've loved this premise for years. I think what they've done with this, adding the blank face and the rainbow back, I think is great. The quality of the cards are great. But what's really amazing is the price, £13.50. Now, I will say, earlier on in the week, I performed this and it went on our socials. All our stocks sold out. By the time you're watching this, we should have had new stock arriving. What you're going to see in a moment is another effect that's taught on this DVD. And once again, I've loved this principle for a long time. I've used it in a few of our videos as well, and our routines that we've released. But without going too far into it, let's take a look at the performance and then we'll speak a little bit more about it. I'm going to show you something really strange. In fact, I'm showing Emma. Emma, before we get started, just going to say there is 1 playing card in this envelope and it's a prediction.
Okay.
Okay. Before we start, I'm going to give the deck just a little cut like this. I want you to think of a number, any number from 1 to 12. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to turn my head. I want you to take the deck, and whatever number you're thinking of, if you're thinking of the number 3, you're going to take off 3 cards and then you're going to cover them with your hands.
Right, okay.
All right? So do it quietly so I can't hear. I'll even put my fingers in my ear and then tell me when you're done.
Okay. Yep, I'm done.
Right, I couldn't hear anything. Right, so that number's going to come in very handy.
Okay.
Right? So just move the cards onto the table there. So I'm going to create a clock face. This card being number 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay?
Yep.
Now, whatever number you've chosen, that will then give us a card. If you chose 1 card, it will be number 1. 2 cards, number 2. 3 cards, number 3. 4 cards, number 4, and so on. How many cards did you choose?
5.
5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Fair?
Yep.
And you could have chose any amount you wanted.
Yes.
But this was the card you chose. Now, I just want to point something out to you. Each one of these cards has got a different back. In fact, it's a whole deck of different backs. Even the cards under your hands have got different backs. There's only 1 card with this back.
Okay.
Remember I said there's 1 prediction, and there really is. There's 1 card in this envelope, and the back matches perfectly. That's good, right? But what would be better is if the card on the face matched as well.
Wow.
Now, if you think about this, this would be really easy to do if all these cards were the same. And they are, in fact, all the same. They're all the same, but they're not the same as these. because if you would have chose any other number, if we would have counted to any other number, we would have done what I call drawing a blank. If you would have counted to number 4, we would have drawn a blank. Number 6, a blank. Any of these, a blank. All of these are blank. Even the cards under your hand were blank. And that is what we call the ghost deck. How good's that? So that was it. That's only one of the effects you can perform with the amazing ghost deck. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering how hard is this to do. I will tell you, both the effects you've seen, if you saw me do the one on socials earlier in the week, or this one you've just seen there, pretty much self-working. So even if you're an absolute beginner, never done a magic trick before, you will be able to do this. And the great thing is, it's only going to cost you £13.50. This really does get my recommendation. The routine is strong, based on Gemini twins, the hero routine, but there's more taught in here. I think the deck is great, and for the money, it's an absolute steal. Now, who is it good for? Anyone from an absolute beginner to a pro. A pro will love using this. It's so cool. And I will tell you, the blank card ending will get far more of a reaction than you could possibly imagine. When lay people see blank cards, in their mind, they think the cards have gone blank. It's a really nice additional effect for no extra work. Where is it good for? I would say not mix and mingle, because I think most of the routines pretty much need a table. You could do it without a table, but I think it just looks neater and cleaner on a table. But the Gemini twins you could do without a table if you wanted, using spectators' hands. But I wouldn't do this effect mix and mingle. I would definitely do it tables. But my ideal 100% perfect place to perform Ghost Deck will be in a parlour situation, or a casual situation when you're sitting down with friends at a table. It's a great trick to do then, or if you're doing a little parlour show with people sitting in front. So that's the ghost deck. If you like what you saw, go grab one, because I don't think they're going to last long. Right, on to the next product, and that is Page Fright by Strange Stage. Now, those of you that have been following Alakazam for the last few months would have noticed that a few months ago we released a few products through Strange Stage, or they released them through us. And Strange Stage is a guy called Chris Mallon, who works on these exceptional products. I mean, they are incredible. And his latest offering is this House of Horrors book. Now, this thing is beautiful. I will say the one I'm holding was aged for me by Jamie. And I'm going to ask him, Jamie, how long did it take you to age?
About 5 minutes, if that.
About 5 minutes to age, and the instructions on aging it come with the book.
Yep, teaches you how to with different things that you have at home.
Brilliant. Okay, so you heard all that. It takes you about 5 minutes to age it if you want to age it. And it's with stuff you've got lying around the house. Now, for me, the beauty of something like this is it's going to age naturally anyway. What Jamie's done is he's aged it around the edges, so it really does have that look and feel of an old book that's been around. And my whole presentation is, I've been after this book for many years. I managed to find it about 15 years ago. It is well worn. You'll see it in the performance. But honestly, I'm a big fan of book tests, as many of you will know. I've got a good collection of book tests, and I really like this one. It's something a bit different. It doesn't need memory work if you don't want to use memory. In fact, I would say it's far easier without the memory work. It's pretty easy to do, if you know what I mean. But the book itself looks fantastic. It really does. Everything Chris puts out is phenomenal. So let's take a look at a performance. This book freaks me out. Emma, This book, The House of Horrors, was released in 1984. I was 16 at the time.
Right.
And I tried my hardest to get a copy. Not so much because of the book, but because of an urban legend that surrounded it. I only managed to get a copy online. It's pretty worn, about 15 years ago.
Wow.
Now, this is one of those choose your own adventure books. So when you're on a page, it will ask you to make a choice. You can either go forward, back, jump to this page, jump to that page.
Okay.
Now, the urban legend said if you took the wrong direction through the book, you would be dead before you reach the end. Now, even though I've owned this book for 15 years, I have never read it. I wouldn't let the kids touch it. And I don't really believe in that legend.
But you're giving it to me.
Well, I'm not going to get you to read it.
Right,
So
okay.
don't worry about that. You're not going to read it all the way through. But the way it works is when you go through on some of these pages, you'll see it says take a fear roll.
Yeah.
Okay. They're the positions you would be in when you have to make a decision. All right. So I want you to go to any page that says take a fear roll and tell me when you're on it.
Yep.
Okay. And at the bottom of that page, there will be a set of dice.
Yes.
What numbers are on those dice?
Oh, 6 and 6.
A 6 and 6. One more and we would have had the sign of the beast. Now, above that, above where it says take a fear roll, you'll see that there's a paragraph. There'll be an object on there, and the object's usually bold or highlighted. Okay, visualize that object for me, because a lot of the objects in here are things to do with the occult or death. But I'm not getting the sense of that from you with this object. Am I right? It's not. Okay, this is something to do with the neck.
Yes.
But it's not a noose. It's a piece of jewellery. Is it a locket you're thinking of?
It is.
It is. Okay. Let's try something else. I want you to go either forward or backwards. Make that choice now. Do you want to go forwards or backwards in the book?
Back.
Back. Okay. So go backwards till you get to a page with a full picture on it.
Okay.
Are you happy on that page?
No.
No? So go forwards.
Okay, yeah.
You're happy on that page, yeah?
Yeah.
Once again, can you tell me what the dice roll is on the bottom?
2 and 4.
A 2 and a 4. Okay. So if I followed your journey correctly, you should be looking at a picture. This is, once again, not really a cult, but it is something that will make a lot of people a bit nervous, even frightened, maybe make them scream in some cases if it was Jenny or Holly.
Yes.
I think you're looking at a spider.
Yes.
Am I right?
Wow.
How freaky is that? Okay, so what you've seen me doing there was just 2 of the effects you can do with this book. This has got the classic Pegasus page actually built into the book. That's an effect that a lot of mentalists do at the moment. It's so strong. But there's so many things you can do. There's a great sort of UV reveal, which takes a little time to set up, but once it's there, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's so good. So you get multiple routines you can do with this book. I just chose 2 that I could jump into very quickly, just for some quick mind reading. So if you wanted to do it as a quick 1-2 minute routine, you can do that. If you wanted to build it out to a 5-minute presentation, maybe a bit longer, you could do that as well. You could actually use this 2 or 3 times throughout your show. You could start off doing something simple like I did, go on to another effect somewhere else, and then get someone to bring the book back up on stage and then perform Pegasus page on them. It's really great. Now, with regards to who it's good for, there's no sleight of hand. So once again, anyone can do it. Absolute beginner or a pro, you will love it. It's so good. And I will say as well, book tests for me, you don't understand the power of a book test unless you perform one on a layperson. It's probably one of the closest they will get to feeling like they've really had their mind read that will ever happen. A book test just feels so clean. You know, there are hundreds of pages, there are hundreds of words on a page. That is thousands and thousands of words they could have ended up with, yet you managed to reveal it. So a book test is very, very strong. As for the price, I believe it's £75, but if I'm wrong, Jamie will bring it up down here anyway. And performing situations, you could do it close up. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do it close up, mix and mingle. You could do it at tables. Once again, I think for me, it will be a casual situation, or it will be a parlour or a stage. But it certainly can work close up. That will fit in your outside pocket. But I like having a few of my book tests just on the bookshelf. And if people come round and they want to see something, I just get them to grab a book, and I know I can go straight into a book test. And it always gets a great reaction. So that is Page Fright by Strange Stage. If you like it, pop over to the website and grab yourself a copy. This is it. This is our Halloween release for this year. This is Whitechapel from the legend that is Jim Critchlow. Now, Alakazam have actually owned the rights to this for about 10 years. And I'll be honest with you, as with a lot of the tricks in my little box, I forgot about it. But Jamie and Harry dug it out. They were going through the samples box and they came across this and they said, you've got to get it on the market. It's such a beautiful bit of business. Now, anyone that performs bizarre magic will know that a majority of it is just a strong, captivating story. And that's what this has. And then it ends up with a piece of weird on there. So I'll tell you what, before we talk about it, let's take a look at the performance.
Dear boss, you do not yet know me, but you will. Soon I will strike for the first time. The streets will talk, the papers will feast. A wake of terror will follow in my steps, and I will come back to write to you. I delight in the little riddles I leave behind. Toys for the scribes and food for the mindless gossip. I hunger for a name that will live longer than a lifetime. Mark me well, Jack the Ripper.
I'm outside the 10 Bells Public House in East London, Whitechapel, one of the most famous public houses associated with one of the most famous serial killers of multiple generations. Jack the Ripper himself would have been seated at these chairs, at this bar, looking for potential victims. Some think that his murders were completely random, whilst others think that everything was pre-planned, way beyond what we know. Now, it's been well documented that Jack the Ripper's most famous 5 murders happened on these very cobbled streets. But the real question is, when did his murder spree start, and when did it actually finish? Right, so Roxy, are you familiar with Jack the Ripper?
Yes.
Now, there's a lot of speculation as to when Jack the Ripper started his killing spree. Now, obviously in 1888, between August and November, he committed 5 very famous murders in Whitechapel, and that's where most people know the story of Jack the Ripper. But there is even urban legend that his killing spree started way before then, and also ended even later than when people think that he just disappeared, because that's what a lot of people believe with Jack the Ripper, is that he just disappeared off the scene, or something happened to him, or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's lots of evidence that is kind of some of it is questionable. This is a replica of a photograph that Jack apparently had written on the back of. So now, just to read this together, dear boss, I keep hearing
the police have caught me, but they haven't. So I think I'll give you the biggest clue yet. This is a picture of me taken just before I started my murderous spree. It shouldn't be too hard for even you to find me now. I am the second in from the left with the very light suit on. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper.
So he's wearing the lightest suit. Now look, really important that you see, I don't change anything. All I do is I give you the jigsaw puzzle again without taking anything away. I ask you to just turn it over. And you'll see that it is actually written on the back of a photograph. And now if you put that photograph together, you'll see something that is quite bizarre. So if you match those pieces together, and you'll see that even though I haven't changed anything, you've put the puzzle together twice, but you'll see the person with the lightest suit, Jack himself, his face is missing from the puzzle. I have one question for you, Roxy. Are you at home alone tonight?
No, thank God. I'm very creeped out.
On behalf of Jim Critchlow and Alakazam Magic, this is Whitechapel.
That was the trailer for Whitechapel. Now, those of you who have been in Magic for a while will understand that the principle is the old missing piece principle. It's been done various ways with jumbo playing cards. And I know I used to have a version years ago, and it was a jumbo playing card. But when the centerpiece was missing, I used to bring it out of my pocket. It used to fit the queen, but when I took it out, it was my business card on the other side, and I used to give it to them. So this sort of missing puzzle or missing piece from the puzzle is an old effect. What Jim has done is turned it into a spookier effect based around Jack the Ripper, as you would have seen from the trailer. Now, the great thing is it's absolutely self-working. You're not doing anything, really. You show them the letter, they read the letter, you turn the pieces over, you put them together. And when I tell the story, I talk about how when Jack the Ripper was only noted to start murders in 1988 or 1888, should I say, and the murders run for 2 months, I believe the period was. But there are conspiracy theories that said that murders happening way before that time could be accredited to Jack, even as early as 1886. In fact, there's a letter here it's a copy of a letter that conspiracy theorists believe was the original Dear Boss letter. And then when I go, before I put the picture together at the other side, I said, now Jack the Ripper, the reason why people believe this letter was from Jack the Ripper, even though it was dated before 1888, was because Jack used to like to tease the police. In fact, he used to like to make them feel like they had him, but then he would pull the rug away at the very last moment. So imagine their excitement when they turned this over to form the picture so they could finally identify who was killing everyone. And yet they found a piece in the center had somehow vanished. It's such a beautiful, captivating story. And if you're into bizarre magic, you will appreciate the power of this straight away. Now, where is it good for? Once again, for me, I would say parlour or casual performances. Who's it good for? Absolutely everyone. There is zero sleight of hand. You put the puzzle together one side for the letter, put the puzzle together for the picture, and the trick works itself. Now, on the video that you get with this, the tutorial video, we go through lots and lots of stuff and ideas. We teach you how to age this. Once again, Jamie, I'm going to call you in. How long did it take you to age mine?
So it depends which version that you go through.
Yep.
So I teach you different ways to do it with stuff that you have at home already.
Yep.
Or if you want to go a bit pro, there are different things that you can purchase, which you can actually use on Page Fright as well, to age it. So if you have a tea bag, great. If you want something a bit more advanced, we go through that as well.
Brilliant. So you could actually age this. You don't have to. I feel it's better aged. I feel it's better having that aged feel. But if you wanted to do it at home, you certainly can. And it wouldn't take long with items you have around the home. But Jamie also takes you through some of the top secret aging processes if you want to do a super pro job. But all that is included on the tutorial video. Now the price of this, I believe, is $17.99. Now I would pay that on Jamie's lesson on aging, but you're getting the trick for free. How about that? So you're paying for his lesson, you get the trick for free. So go check it out on the website. That is Whitechapel by the legend Jim Critchlow. That's it for this week's review show. Next week, hopefully I'll be back in here with Harry. But just a little reminder, today we spoke about the brilliant Ghost deck by Murphy's Magic, Page Fright by Strange Stage, and Whitechapel by Jim Critchlow. Now, before I say goodbye, I want to do some little announcements. If you are an Unlimited member, next month we have Martin Pierce coming down to the Academy to do an Unlimited Studio Live. For those of you that aren't members of Unlimited, these are live lectures that we stream directly into Unlimited. You can't buy a ticket, you can't get it after the event unless you are an Unlimited member. And if you are an Unlimited member, how much more does it cost you? $0. It's all included under your $4.99 a month. And if you can't make the live stream, don't worry about it. We're going to put the recording in Unlimited for you anyway. If you're not a member of Unlimited, I really don't know what you're waiting for. Go start your 7-day free trial and see why we've got well over 1,000 subscribers that subscribe every single month to Alakazam Unlimited. Now, also next month, we have Daniel Chard coming down for an academy. So if you love Daniel Chard's stuff and you love the Alakazam Academies, we will be sending out information on how you can book your tickets for that. But remember, next week as well, I am right, next week TTT's back.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Next Tuesday is Tackling Terrifying Taboos, one of my favourite nights of the year here at Alakazam. I will say it's one of my favourite nights. It would have been my most favourite night, but Jamie always manages to scare me and always give me a heart attack. So that's why it's not my utmost favourite, probably second, because the first one I don't usually nearly die at. So anyway, that's it for this week's review show. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please leave a comment below. It really helps the algorithm, helps us get watched by more people. So leave a little comment below, hit a subscribe button, and let us know what you'd like us to review as well. And especially if you want us to do a deep dive review show special on any particular genre of magic or any particular product. Anyway, I'll see you next week.